Qatari officials have been quick to refute claims that Qatari money has been part of the funding of ISIS. However, it's been alleged in some reports that Qatar, along with Saudi Arabia, Jordan and even EU member state Turkey, have all had funding linked to ISIS. But why are reporters and journalists making these links? According to some, the funding of militant groups has been the go-to plan for both the West and the Middle East in the struggle to control the flow of oil and natural gas from the Gulf states. It is this funding that may have found its way into the hands of ISIS. Back in 2009, Syrian President Bashar al-Assad reportedly refused to sign a deal with Qatar that would have run a natural gas pipeline from Qatar's North Field through Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Syria and then Turkey to supply Europe. This would bypass Russia, Assad's most powerful ally and currently the top supplier of natural gas to Europe. The theory continues like this. Instead, to protect Russian interests, Assad signed a deal with Iran from its South Pars field that shares a border with Qatar's North Field. This was seen as a direct affront to Qatar, and that's why some reports have suggested that Qatar had a vested interest to get Assad out of power and replaced with a friendlier regime. They, along with several other states, began financing militant groups opposed to President Assad. As the Islamic State began to gain more power, many members of the various militant groups operating began to defect, often simply to be on the winning side or to join the group with the most backing, taking their finance with them. The cumulative effect has meant that money and weapons that flooded into Syria to stop Assad are now bolstering ISIS. Add to this the sympathetic corners of the Middle East's rich and powerful to the Puritan, Wahhabist strain of Islam that ISIS seeks to impose, and a series of blunders to stop the arms and finance getting into the wrong hands, and we get our answer. Yes, in theory, if all the above is entirely true, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Jordan and Turkey have financed ISIS.